What's going on, everybody? Wanted to discuss another fascinating dream I had last night, which has brought me to a number of interesting conclusions. It was another dream where it was very vivid. I would call it lucid. I would call it partially astral, where I could recall the conversation taking place. And this time it was a particularly interesting conversation. What I think is taking place with all these dreams is I don't think I'm tapping into the astral realms linked or synchronized with this earth. I think I'm actually tapping in to the afterlife experiences of other dimensions, meaning you have another dimension of Earth, for example, and when they cross over there, they have their own astral realm, and I go in and I hang out with them there. I somehow don't get this sense that a lot of these dreams I have are places that are necessarily related to Earth. It always seems to be something outside of it, and I also don't think it's just something that I conjure up with my own mind either, or my subconscious, because some of these people I encounter appear very real, very genuine, like they actually exist. You know, when I had the reptilian dream, like those beings that I saw looked very real, like they were alive, like they actually existed, and it wasn't just a construct of my own mind. And so that's what I think is happening. I think I'm tapping into parallel lives in other universes and other dimensions, other versions of me, other avatars. I think I'm tapping into other dimensions of the earth plane, of other dimensions in general, and their constructs, their conscious, um, um, let's just call it their conscious constructs, the way they have evolved in their own unique conscious way, and which I think we should all know by now that there are infinite forms of conscious expression that every single individual, every single animal, every single soul has its own unique expression, and just like every single dimension, every single realm has its own unique expression as well. So in this dream, I was in like this dark alley, not an alley, it was like a street. There was buildings around me, and I was standing there with a group of people, several people, probably like 10 of them. And we were having a conversation, and we were having a discussion about evolution, I believe. And I was saying, we're becoming something new. We're becoming a new race. And this older lady was standing there, and she was saying, well, be careful when you say becoming, because you already are what you are. You're not really becoming anything. And I just kind of stood there and stared at her, like in this confused state, like she was just staring at me. And like I came to this realization that, like, yeah, we already are what we are. What's the sense of becoming anything? Having said that, the dream was kind of short, and not really all that much happened after that. I remember seeing some jumbled up kind of places that I was kind of projecting my awareness to, like these strange beaches, and perhaps it was this particular reality that I was in. And so I like kind of woke up and I thought about like becoming, are we becoming a new race? a new species. Maybe think about maybe think about where we are here right now on Earth, and everybody has their own all these million theories as to what's taking place, as to what's really going on behind the scenes, who's in control, blah 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 blah. You have this elite group, and well, what if it's not just one singular thing? What if it's many, many, many different things taking place? Like, as above, so below. So why can't we have that same thing going on with our evolution, with our spiritual realms, with everyone? It's like why does there have to be one singular group in control, one singular agenda, one singular thing taking place? What if it's a million different things? I think that's probably a lot more likely, a lot closer to the actual truth than just this one cabal fighting against some other cabal. It's more like 100 cabals fighting against 100 other cabals. But that's beside the point. I think this all has to do with our next stage of evolution, our next stage of development consciously as individuals, as a race. So say this is what I think is taking place. I think you have factions of extraterrestrial groups who have been monitoring individual people or groups of people maybe for a prolonged period of time to see if they have potential to evolve into their race. So say you have wasp people, murder hornet people, and they're making observations of a group of people on Earth, and they see that they have character traits and characteristics that would work very well with their race. So they kind of try to maybe influence you subconsciously or consciously for you to become that in your next incarnation. So let's see, I don't know, how would you define a wasp person? Is it a cold, calculating, hive mind warrior that just kind of buzzes around and murders everything like that murder hornet? Like, is it for people who don't have much of an inner dialogue, who just kind of follow the herd? Are they going to become the wasp alien race, the ant race that's possibly here? Or what about the cold, calculating, bloodthirsty reptiles, right? What if you have those? And I'm not just talking about outer behavior either. I'm talking about people's inner thoughts. Like, what are they really thinking about all day long? They could be smiling at you all day long, but inside their own mind, they're murdering everything inside. And I think that's what these aliens are looking for. They're monitoring your mind and your thought patterns to see if you could merge with them. So say you have 100 different races competing with how many people they could harvest